coming at you live, covering all things professional wrestling. A show by members of the Busted Open Nation. Welcome to the Nation's Corner. Here are your hosts, the Nation's Corner crew.
What is happening, Nation's Corner fam?
What's that?
I'm your host, Tony Justice, and we are here post Royal Rumble, fixing to hit you with a bunch of reactions from the Royal Rumble. And with me, Stone Cold's wanting to lay down on the job. With me are two of my cohorts. We got Ezra too. Hey, look at this. Ezra! Hey, man. Coming in clutch. I thought that was Steven's job. Anyway, with me are my cohorts.
Steven's slacking. He couldn't even find his way into his own room, so what do we know?
With me are my cohorts. Number one, we got Mongrovian Mike all the way from Monrovia. How you doing, brother?
What's up, my brothers? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just doing this Royal Rumble thing. And we have all the way from Oaktown, we have HJM himself, my heavy, HJM Hijacker Mike. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, brother? Just living the life out here in East Oakland, California.
And just for everybody's information, man, that's our fucking enforcer right there.
He's our heavy. He's our heavy.
That's our.
We got stories. Hey, when you have stories with somebody that you tell, only in certain atmosphere, only in certain company, you got someone special that's got your back. And Hijacker Mike, yeah, he's our heavy.
But I'm not brand new like a '90s group, bro.
No, yeah. Hey, and I imagine you got stories about that too.
I could take them back, brother. I could take them back.
Yes, sir. And coming in clutch, we got the man from Indiana. We got Ezra Vickery. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. After a crazy Royal Rumble, I'm ready to get on with you guys. I had to change plans, so things opened up, and I'm ready to do the show with you guys. So let's grip it and rip it. Let's do it, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, we've got a cast of people in the live chat. We got my boy Justin. What's up, Justin? He works with me at D&E. He's one of my best friends with y'all. I put him on the same level as y'all. So yeah, he's running loads with Jesse. Y'all know Jesse. So they're over there in somewhere in Illinois, I think. But and of course, we've got we got Mad Mac himself. He's making his weekly stop at the Nation's Corner live chat. And we got of course we got this guy. What's up, man? Neil. Yeah, what's up, Neil?
Oh,
we know you're
Neil.
watching somewhere. We know you're watching somewhere.
And he's got a craft beer in his hand.
Yeah, he does. And of course we got Miss Ashley. I was texting her throughout the pay-per-view. So what's up, Ash? Yeah, man. So Royal Rumble. I've been seeing across the socials that some people thought it was a lackluster show. I thought that the stadium itself, all the Saudi shit aside, the stadium itself, I thought, it was constructed in how many days, Ezra? You told me earlier.
35 days that stadium was constructed. Started as a parking lot and went to a full working stadium.
Wow.
That is crazy to me.
Yeah, it is.
That is crazy to me.
John could do that.
Yeah, John. Yeah, of course. And we appreciate you, Matt. We all appreciate you.
We love you, Matt.
You're freaking
Matt.
good. You're good people, man, and we love you. Yeah, that stadium, man. For going up in 35 days, it looked great. The stadium itself looked great with the skyline behind it, right behind the entranceway there. But I think there's something with those lights on the seats those LED lights that makes it look like someone's not sitting there. I don't know if there was someone sitting there and the light just kind of cancels them out for whatever reason, or they came late. Because when they showed it at the end of the pay-per-view, they showed a shot of the crowd and it looked full. But throughout the night, it just seemed like all you could see was the light. And yes, the light was. I heard Ezra say also, the lights on the seats are incorporated in some of the entrances. Like earlier, I saw the WWE logo in those lights.
Yeah.
So I think they incorporate the lights into the entrances and stuff. But on TV, I just don't know if that translates, man.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the stadium itself? Ezra, I'll start with you.
For building it in 35 days, I gotta say it looked beautiful. The stadium on the outside with the big WWE graphics, the Royal Rumble posters all over, and the way they were to build the outside activities and get everything set up, I thought they did an amazing job. What's up, Deb? And when it comes down to it, nobody does better production in professional wrestling than WWE, and they proved it with that stadium and the lights. Yes, while the lights were great, yes, it did leave kind of little to the eye when it came to actual people in the stadium, because it did look empty in certain retrospects, because the lights didn't help the overall crowd view. But overall, when you saw shots, you saw those seats were filled. You saw in certain shots where they would come up close to that crowd or whatever, you could tell there was people in those seats. It's just the way those lights were. It didn't bring those people out. Like if you look at that stadium in Intuit Dome in Intuit Dome in Inglewood, the stadium where they held the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Yeah.
You could tell there's people in those seats, no matter if the lights are blinking or if they're off. That's the only flaw about that stadium. Otherwise, the stage itself was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it looked amazing. Reminded you of the city, not only the city of that area of Saudi Riyadh, but it gave feelings of like Armageddon 06 or 05 with the way like the castle built up. It gave you all sorts of vibes. And you know what? I thought it was incredible. And of course, the long WrestleMania ramp. Every time I see that, I get gassed out like Jey Uso during a Yeet session.
I thought it was I thought it was pretty cool that they got the stadium built that fast, but I believe I think the Royal Rumble today was the test run for Mania 27.
Yeah.
So now they know, you know what I mean? Like whatever they experience there, any kind of whatever, any to steal a phrase, tighten any screws tightened. Now they know what they need to get done to have it in tip-top shape for a 2-night show,
Right.
So, but yeah, it's amazing that they built that stadium that fast. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I remember seeing pictures in the beginning, and it made me think of stadiums back in the 40s and 50s, how it kind of looked janky, and I was like, man, who the hell would want to sit up there? But after seeing the finished product today, they actually did a pretty good job. But as for the empty seats, it kept hitting I only caught the last 2 hours of the show, and I have to go back and check it out and catch the remainder of it later on tonight or sometime tomorrow. But as they were spotting through the crowd with all the flashing lights and the blinking lights, it looked like there was a bunch of seats empty. And I was kind of like, this is odd, until the very end of the show is when they really showed parts of the crowd, and it's either people left or those were all actually empty seats during the show. But I did enjoy the 85-minute fireworks display they had at the very end.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Whoever was there, though, that crowd was lit, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
Here's the problem. They wanted to make sure Lincoln Park got paid for the usage of "Heavy Is the Crown."
However many times they played it during the PLE, how many times I told y'all on Zoom, I was like, I'm so sick of this song already. I'm sick of this song already.
I got the chorus burnt into my head now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, thoughts aside, the stadium itself looked great. Now I wouldn't want to bring OSHA in there to go over that building and see if everything's up to code, but it looked good on TV, so we'll go with that.
Oh,
And
I'm sure
whatever,
there's a couple of good fellas that want to have a talking to whoever built
yeah,
the stadium.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There was no fat Tony sitting in a lawn chair on the site.
yep, yep.
And it's
So
and,
they,
and Tony, real quick, also too, I wanted to say real quick, the stadium, the way they built it, it kind of reminds you of a bigger version of like for like a pavilion, like one of those, like Elder, and Tony, as well. You see those pavilions that are put up at, like, let's say Chicago, Northerly Island Pavilion. It's put up every spring, torn down every fall. It kind of reminds me of that. I know this is probably going to be a permanent addition, but it kind of reminds me of that in a sense of how they're able to build that up, make it into an area where they could have these events very similar to like a pavilion that gets put up in the springtime for concerts all summer.
right, yeah, good point. So onto the PLE itself. I figured they would start the night with AJ and Gunther because Gunther had declared himself for the Rumble, so I figured they'd want to give him time to get rested before the Rumble match. But they started with the Women's Rumble, which is great. And the women delivered as usual. We had some surprise. I mean, we had Brie Bella. I don't think anybody had Brie Bella on their card for showing up at the Rumble. I didn't even have Nikki Bella showing up for the Rumble, much less Brie. But now we get the Bella Twins together, and Bella Twins activated during the Rumble and actually set something up for possibly a Raw in the future with Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. So we should see what happens with that. But overall, I thought the Women's Rumble was great. We had a few standouts through the Rumble. We had Sol Ruka that lasted till the final three. Sol Ruka is amazing. I keep saying it. Sol Ruka is amazing, and she
He's a
lasted till the
beast.
final three and showed out.
The double
Mongrovian,
soul cutter.
what are your thoughts on the Women's Rumble, man?
Oh, the Women's Rumble was cool. I have to admit I enjoyed the men's a lot more. They really, Brie Bella was the surprise, and hey, it got a huge pop that's. I guess I could see she's more popular than her sister. So,
Yeah.
but there really wasn't any surprises. I was hoping that we were going to get like a Bianca or Bianca.
Yeah. I actually called Bianca, but it didn't happen.
But no, it was good. But Lash Legend impressed me, and that was that.
Yeah.
She was fun, and but yeah, I thought the men's was way more entertaining and way more nail biting, if you will, or a lot of wows.
That's a good point, Ash.
Yeah, exactly. Ash.
No, go ahead, Mike.
I'm
my
surprised
bad.
they didn't ask for Andre again.
Well, what's funny? I always heard that Saudi was a place that always wanted the Attitude Era, the old school guys, and we really didn't get it all today, did we?
No.
They've moved on from the like glorified house shows for the Prince. They kind of follow the storylines and give and start other storylines as like Tony said with the Bella Twins against the Bailey and Lyra. But
yeah,
it's going to be it should be fun. I'm happy for the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, to think, man. Isn't this like the second year they've started off with the women's in a row, or maybe it's been longer. I'm not sure.
I know about that.
The men's always end the show and tear down the house, but my thoughts real quick on the men's. I enjoyed it. I always enjoy wrestling, and I know we always have our critique moments, and everybody has their opinion whether someone else is gonna like it or not. But I was more disappointed in not many pops for certain people that came out. You know, La Parka came out. You know, I know he's a couple of generations from the original, from the ECW days, but we didn't get many pops, and it kind of confused me because I'm like, well, wait a minute, aren't they fans like we are out here, or do they not follow day to day like we do out here?
You know, Hijacker, you bring up a good point, because I feel now the Royal Rumble's always been like my favorite.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
pretty much
one of the
my
big
favorite,
four.
Out of the big four, that's one of my favorites. You know, that's like my favorite one. But when the music started back in the day, you knew. You hear 3 seconds of, so I just pull anyone out, you know, 2 seconds of Hulk song, or 2 seconds of the Warrior, or 2 seconds of this team or that team. You know what I mean? But now it's like everything is so generic, and it really is. Even the songs that are okay, you know, they're not that great. You know, once you get past, you know, once you get through Cody, I'd say Drew has a great entrance theme that people pop to, that you know. And I think it's a lot from either not interested or not knowing, or just they don't know who it is until they see them walk out on the stage too.
Yeah. Well, they even had their name flashed across the screen, and it took a delay for the pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also too, I don't think there's certain audiences that will watch the main product, but they won't watch a lot of NXT. They won't watch a lot of Evolve. So you bring in guys or gals like a Lola Vice, like a Kalani Jordan. They're not going to know exactly who that person is nor care. You got to think they were chanting "Thank you, Cena" throughout the Women's Royal Rumble. They were disinterested during that match, and look, the Saudi crowd was loud at certain moments when they needed to be, and they were on fire at certain moments. SmackDown, they were completely on fire, but it seemed like tonight, when it came to the Women's Rumble, even parts of the Men's Rumble, like, we could talk about even the debut, we'll talk about it in a few minutes. I want to keep an eye on the Women's Rumble, but the Women's Rumble, it just seemed like they were so disinterested. You know, the only pops we got, like Ashley said, were free. Because I think they're kind of stuck in that pre-Divas, era, that before the Women's Revolution came along. So,
but Ezra, not only that, it's it's where they're at.
It's a cultural
culturally, they're not going to pop big for the women. They're not. They just, it's like right now we should be happy that they're there, and I understand that. You don't put the culture we live on and impose it somewhere else. You don't do that. But that being said, they like the women's wrestling. I think it was a lackluster Rumble because they were setting up stories. It seems like they're setting up stories for a lot of tag teams. So there's going to be a lot of tag team turmoil going on, because you got Lash and Nia, you got the Bella Twins. You got Charlotte and Alexa, and you have Judgment Day. So it's like everybody is a tag team, and then you also have, don't forget, Julia and
Kiana James.
Yeah. So, sticking with the Women's Rumble, we'll get to the Men's Rumble. We're going to go into that deeply after. We're going to go into AJ after this, but the Women's Rumble, I agree. There were. I was sitting here watching it, and I was thinking, of course, every time you watch a Rumble, you're thinking about, okay, who's a surprise, who's a return, who's going to come back after being injured, and we got Tiffy returning, which our good friend Chad from Albany has a Facebook group on Facebook called Pro Wrestling Talk with Chad from Albany. And he likes to do his Royal Rumble, picks. And he has, he does the whole Royal Rumble pot, where, people send money and win the, on your predictions and all that stuff. Kind of like fantasy football, I'm guessing, because I don't do that kind of thing. But I can see
what illegal gambling.
Yeah. So anyway, so he had on his Facebook group, he had a template. of predictions. Who do we think is going to win, the men's or the women's, or who's going to have the most eliminations? And of course, I filled one out today, and I sent it to his little group. And for some of the surprises for the women, I put Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton. And of course, I got one of them right. I guess Bianca Belair's still out with injury or whatever. But it was good to see Tiffy back in the Women's Rumble. And I actually predicted the final two, Tiffany and Liv. I got that right as well. But I was not expecting Sol Ruka to last as long as she did and be in the final three. To stand out with her Soul Snatcher move, and did a double Soul Snatcher at the end there, right before she got eliminated, which was awesome.
She was trying to do the Soul Snatcher to the bottom to the outside ring apron and got pushed right on a butt. Amazing, Tony.
Yeah. So, of course, we get, who I also predicted to win. We got Liv Morgan winning the Women's Royal Rumble match today. So, congratulations to Liv Morgan. I did.
We were talking earlier. You called that.
Yeah.
I called something too that we'll talk about when we get to the men's later.
Okay.
Also,
so congratulations to Liv Morgan. Now, the question is, who do we think Liv is going to go after? Because we have Stephanie Vaquer as a champion. We also have Jade Cargill as a champion, which, this point as well, ever since Jade Cargill has won that championship, she has not defended it one time. And Jordan Grace and Jade are kind of in a storyline right now. And I see Jordan actually winning that title from her. I do. And I think Jordan will do a lot better with it than Jade has. Jade is a physical
Jordan
specimen.
Going in the Elimination Chamber. I see her winning that one.
I do too. Jade is a physical specimen. There's no doubt about it. But she just, I don't know. I don't know why she can't get to that next level. She's got the championship. Why she can't get to that next level? Or, is she just a placeholder? You know what I mean? I don't want to say that about Jade Cargill, but, I mean, perception is reality. So who do y'all think Liv will go after? Jade, the current champions now. Jade or Stephanie? Ezra, I'll start with you.
I think Stephanie. I think with the situation with Stephanie and Judgment Day right now, especially with the situation now starting to kind of evolve with Raquel getting eliminated by Liv, I think it's going to add a little twist to all this. And Liv, I think, is selfish, and she wants that championship because it's a title that she never lost. She had to give it up because she tore her shoulder up and ended up having to have surgery. So, if anything, she wants that title back, and she wants it in the worst way. And she don't care if she's got to step on Raquel. She don't care if she's got to eventually step on Roxanne, which, honest, Roxanne's like 4'0". You could step on her anyways. But if you think about it, overall, I think the most sense would be Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan at WrestleMania.
Right. Hijacker, what about you?
Yeah, I think she's going to go after Stephanie. I don't see any reason at this time to go after Cargill.
Jade.
Yeah, because, I don't know. I don't see Jade getting the pop in WWE right now as she did in AEW when she held on to the belts for, was it the TNT belt? I think it was, for a ton of period of time.
TBS championship.
I see her going after Stephanie, but it's going to be a catch-22. The only way she's going to be able to beat Stephanie is with help from I'm drawing a blank. We just Roxanne, and what's the other homegirl's name?
Raquel,
yeah. I think it's going to be, like Dave says, shenanigans, because I don't think she can beat right now. I know she just came back not too long ago, but I don't think she can beat right now one-on-one either one of these two characters. And for her to go in and beat Cargill, that will knock her down the ladder, in my opinion, and they'd have to rebuild her. But when she was in AEW, she was freaking Powerhouse Hobbs misses kind of thing. You know what I mean?
You know what, Hijacker? You make a point there, and it's probably because First of all, Naomi
Mhm.
got pregnant. It was an unplanned blessing, and there you go. So that put that storyline on hold, and also Bianca. So
Yeah.
I think they're just keeping her on the back burner, talking shit until Bianca comes back to shut her up, and then eventually it'll the way after maternity leave and everything. Like she said, what did she say when she cut that? I'm gonna come back, even if I gotta be breastfeeding with one hand. Come back and whip all your ass. Whatever.
Yeah. So, Mongrovian. So, who do you think Liv's going to go after?
Yeah, I think Liv's going after. I think it's going to be a triangle there because you got the heat with Raquel, and Raquel's been the one jumping Vicaire. So it's going to be a lot of heat between them, and then of course you got Roxanne in the mix too, and sooner or later you got Dom is going to come into the story.
Right.
Dom's gonna take unless they're going to turn Liv face, they're going to
right. Yeah. Well, with what happened today with Liv eliminating Raquel, causes some friction in the Judgment Day. You have JD and Dom out with injury. You have Finn possibly even pushed into the main event picture. Mm-hmm. So do we finally see, after it seems like years now, where we think the Judgment Day is imploding and then they come back stronger than ever?
Yeah, that's what
we finally see the Judgment Day finally imploding?
I don't know. They're a pretty popular faction. I mean, they get a good pop, and they're all popular in their own way. But you're right. It's always you go, here it goes, and then it's like they pull back together. I mean, the only time they split up was when they turned on Edge, and then the other time was when Damian and Rhea got kicked out, or left, or whatever happened there. But no. It's always like, Finn's turning on him. Finn's going to turn on Dom, and then he winds up helping him, and vice versa. And that's good. It's good storytelling.
But you know it's funny though. Real quick, Tony. Remember when Liv first went out with her injury, and Roxanne was brought in, and how did Raquel respond? She was like, "Who the hell is this? Why is she here?" Mm-hmm. They became best friends. Now look, Liv returns, and look at her and Roxanne. They're kind of getting close, like her and Raquel were before she was even brought into the picture. So I can see them possibly tossing Raquel out, even though they need the big badass powerhouse in the group. But they may not sit there and say, "Hey, we're the quick, the short, the strong." They may just take it on themselves and run with it.
Right. I want to call attention to something right quick. So, where the hell was Jericho or Edge? Dang, we got screwed. Well, you know what? You got what you got. Now I'm going to play the role of John from South Jersey, who is in Atlantic City right now with his daughter having a blast. GFY. Anyway.
Hey Tony, did
can't please everybody.
Hey Tony, did anybody say if they saw John Cena out there?
No, because nobody can.
No John Cena.
Look.
No Cena.
Real quick, I'm going to give a basic, simple explanation to this. Edge Adam Copeland is signed to AEW. He is taking a break to film Percy Jackson and the Olympians, as well as The Beekeeper 2 with Jason Statham. He is not coming anywhere near WWE. Jericho, he's still listed on the AEW roster page. He was never confirmed to be there, never was ever announced to be there. So
he loves playing he
loves trolling people anyways. He can leave that roster picture up until the end of the year.
Son of a bitch,
match, then retire.
He got us. We were hoping to see that countdown.
Yeah. Jericho is a master at this, what he's doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Jericho doesn't need, if we're all being honest, Jericho does not need the WWE for anything. He's done his run in WWE. he went to AEW, was there since the inception, and he's taken some time away. He's doing the band thing with Fozzy. He's living the best life. He's still doing the Jericho Cruise. Yeah. So if he shows back up in AEW, you thought that the social media was bad with not seeing Jericho now for the Rumble? What do you think it's going to be like whenever Jericho shows back up on a Dynamite, and he's still in AEW for another year or 2 years? You know, he could sign another deal. We don't even know his contract situation. Yeah, we do. We've heard, but we don't know for sure. You know, people want to think they know what's going on, you know, in a certain company, but they really don't know. You know, you got
the sickos off. So
you got people like Dave Meltzer who you know, people seem to want to listen to or whatever, and that's how they get their knowledge. That's how they get their knowledge or whatever. Why don't you just sit back and enjoy the product? Just enjoy wrestling. # just enjoy wrestling, and be happy with what you get. Yeah. You know, for what the Rumble was, you know, where it was, you know, that's a whole other subject. But the Rumble itself was entertaining. And one point I wanted to make before I go further, do you know how all the shows in Saudi, you know, when they do the crown jewels and all that stuff, do you know how we've all said it, where the prince wants what he wants, and no matter what's going on WWE television, we get what we get over on Crown Jewel or whatever, and it seems to kind of stray away from current storylines.
That was more.
We get just kind of we get more exhibition matches in Saudi, right? But what I noticed today was it carried on with current storylines. The Royal Rumble, yeah, it's the Rumble. I mean, it is what it is. But it continued the storylines, kind of, you know. It kind of kept the continuity.
It had to, because that's what Royal Rumble's about. Royal Rumble is usually the start of the road to WrestleMania, where WrestleMania matches are created. You get the run-ins, the setups, get put on Jericho's list, everything from here to WrestleMania, man. So
Deb standing next to Sandman. Maybe he'll pour a beer in her mouth.
Yeah, just don't let him bash it up against the skull in front of her right there on the side, man. You don't want to get a piece of brain fragment or something on you.
Right. So, anyway, Women's Rumble was, you know, started out the show, great, entertaining. Liv Morgan's your winner. Yep. And now we're going to find out through, you know, future storylines on where she goes with that. Now we're going to start talking about Gunther and AJ Styles. Unfortunately, as it stands, because the stipulation was AJ put his career on the line, Gunther he didn't make him tap. The referee lifted the arm and dropped it and called for the bell. Mm-hmm. So, and when that happened, I thought, well, you know, shouldn't he have tapped? Because that's what happened with Cena, and I don't remember if Goldberg tapped or not. Who cares about Goldberg? But anyway,
I think Goldberg passed out he did too, right?
I think he did pass out. You're right.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, AJ lost. He stands up. He gets an amazing reception from the crowd. He starts taking off his gloves. Gunther, by the way, that match was freaking amazing. The chops that Gunther was delivering to AJ, oh my God. I'm going to point this out. So I said that, wow, those chops sound like they're in surround sound. And Ezra, continue.
And I just said, no, those chops sound like they were in Dolby Atmos. I just couldn't figure out whether they were in 5.1 or 8.1. And I heard the next big chop, and I went, "Oh, that's 5.1."
I had the surround sound blasting here for that, and it was painful. I was like clutching my chest. I was like, "Oh my God!" Yeah. Like, you're like feeling the fucking pain, and like, yeah, those guys had some freaking, as the kids say, a banger of a match.
Yeah, so and Ezra made another comment that AJ's so tan, otherwise those chops would be showing up like just light brights on his chest. I mean,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But the match was amazing. So go ahead, Ezra.
Yeah, I was gonna say his handprints would look like the cave drawings in like the prehistoric times
Yeah.
the edge all over his chest and wasted looking like
Yeah.
it's
If
just
he
nuts,
if he was doing those chops to Nick Nemeth, he would have his palm would have been orange from all the spray tan coming off.
dude. If he chopped
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth would propel himself to the third row of ringside.
He
Yeah.
would sell that good, wouldn't he?
But, the end of the match, AJ gets the amazing reception from the crowd. He's starting to take off his gloves, and we're all on Zoom going, oh, man, he's doing it. But then he starts to take the one glove off, and then he puts him back on, defiantly, kind of. And then he does his his symbol around the four sides of the ring, and then he leaves the ring. So, okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing all sorts of discussion on Busted Open next week, and all these different podcasts and everything. We've been saying for a while we got the TNA on AMC, the debut, right? AJ was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
AJ had his little. He started out the show, but then we see a backstage segment with him and Frankie Kazarian. And at the time, Frankie was the champion. So AJ's talking to him, and he looks down. He glances down at the championship belt and looks back at Frankie. Anybody that's watched wrestling for as long as we have, we know, okay, there's a seed being planted right there. We know that TNA and AJ go hand in hand because TNA is the house that AJ Styles built. Do we see? I mean, the stipulation was AJ is going to leave the WWE. He's going to retire from the WWE. It was not he's going to retire, period. He's going to retire from the WWE. So do we see, since TNA and WWE and NXT have this partnership, do we see AJ going back to TNA, having a program where he wants to end things there at TNA? Mongrovian, I'll start with you.
I hope so. I just want to say, Ezra, what pay-per-view is it that TNA does the Hall of Fame? Is that Slammiversary or is that Bound for Glory?
Bound for Glory.
I believe it is Bound for Glory. Yes.
Yeah. So I definitely believe we're gonna see AJ Styles in the TNA Hall of Fame, and he's definitely gonna come back, and he's gonna put a shine on a few of these guys, and most likely, definitely the high flyer,
Leon Slater.
Leon, yes, so freaking good. Him and Javon, like, they're amazing. But yeah, I see him having a program with Leon. I see him doing his thing with Frankie, and who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I could see him. You know what? They tried to keep him there by putting a belt on, and it didn't work. Maybe him coming back, getting a belt on, and then retiring that way.
Yeah.
That might be a sweet. That to me is a really cool ending for him, because they thought by putting the belt on him, he would be TNA for life, and he wasn't. But we all know that no matter where he went in the world and whatever company, he's always going to be synonymous with fucking TNA and putting it on the map.
Yeah.
Whether it was even it was on those shit channels, it was on Spike and Destination America,
Axis,
all that other shit, the Hunting Channel and QVC.
America.
Yeah.
National Geographic.
Fly fishing in Michigan.
Hallmark Channel. The Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
It was never on there.
Can
you imagine?
The UHF, the local cable station where they
Cable access.
Cable access, where they had
Number
to argue
4.
with the phony preacher for time.
Wayne's World comes on right after it.
Yeah. It was like, hey, we're on. Listen, we're right on after that nun with no eye. Yeah.
Hijacker, what do you think about AJ? What are
I'm
your
going
thoughts,
to
man?
hell, I know.
I think he's gonna go back
Was
to
Ezra
TNA.
here?
Yeah, he disappeared. He
He
played his
was?
disappearing act. He's John Cena right now.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was here.
That's what I'm saying. No, I think AJ is gonna go back to TNA. TNA needs him right now, so this is a perfect opportunity for him to continue his so-called farewell tour, because it seems odd for him to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna retire this year, 26, and not put out something." You don't have to follow John Cena's script for what he did, but you want to give him something, and giving him just a couple of months and then all of a sudden this happens is kind of tough. But yeah, why not let him go back home? TNA is the perfect spot for him to finish off his career where he started. He built that place. So yeah, why not let him finish in that place, help boost that place? All the WWE fans that don't watch anything else, this is their time to really get into TNA and see what the fuck is going on.
That's what I was saying. Like AJ is the perfect vessel to get.
He's the ambassador. He's the ambassador.
Exactly. And but just to go off subject for a second, Deb just talked to Bear Bronson at the GCW show. There we go. Deb, tell Bear that the Nation's Corner, we are all the whole crew out here in the Nation, we are just so psyched for what's coming in 2026 for Bear and for Gabby, the Savage Gnomes. I can't wish enough best shit for them in everything they do, personally and professionally. I mean, Gabby with the Lodestone, Bear Bronson signing with freaking TNA, and being part of the system with the guy who trained him. I mean, it's just it's just a feel good story, and I'm going to Creative Pro Show tomorrow, and I can't wait to go give Gabby a hug. And if Bear is there, I don't know if he'll be there, if he's on the road traveling, but either way, I just can't wait to hug those two and congratulate them personally from the Nation's Corner crew. But back to one of the. I mean, this guy is not going to give. I don't think I've ever seen a bad match from AJ Styles. So, there's very few people you could put on that level. You could say AJ Styles. You could say Bryan Danielson. You could say Sammy. But there's very few people that you could really go, oh man, they had a little clunker tonight. I mean, the best of the best I've had clunkers, Taker and Shawn Michaels and Triple H and other guys, they've injured themselves. But there's very few wrestlers where you've seen them in a ring every freaking match. And it really is amazing. And kudos to Gunther, because that guy just doesn't give up, man. And he just wore that man down. But
yeah, he did. He chopped him down like a tree.
Yeah,
he did.
He's phenomenal.
He did.
They both.
Yep. Ezra, what are your thoughts on AJ, man?
I mean, what more can be said? To be honest, truly one of the greats of all time. I mean, you can put this guy right up there with some of the best ever do it. I mean, athletically, storytelling wise, selling everything that you need in a pro wrestler, AJ Styles is. He's got the heart, the determination as a character to continue no matter how much he's getting beat down, no matter how much he's taking punishment. I mean, the man's battled everybody from Abyss to Kurt Angle to Sting to John Cena and CM Punk. And
can I ask you something real fast? In the New Japan, did AJ hold all the titles?
No, the only title that AJ, I believe he went for, actually, he was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I believe he was.
Who the fuck is Junior?
Lost Space Player.
No, hi, Junior. Sorry, it has nothing to do with you, Junior, but you came up with that name, and it's
It's not Junior.
It's an
It's
inside
not
joke
Buford
for
T.
the crew.
Justice Junior. It's
But
that Junior. I got it now.
All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was just wanted to ask you, Ed. So he's been a top guy in every company.
yeah,
And that's hard. That's hard to do. Not everyone goes and becomes a top guy in every company, right?
WWE,
Right.
WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan. He has won major titles in every single one of those organizations. And he's former leader of the Bullet Club. I mean, he was in so many different groups in TNA, from Immortal to being in X Cups with different team members. He's taken on the likes of Marufuji, Tanahashi. You cannot see enough about AJ's career. And if this truly is the end of the road for AJ, what a way to go out. I mean, you're going up against one of the best, the future of this business in Gunther.
So I just heard rumors, and I don't know who I was talking to earlier, but we saw that backstage promo in SmackDown between Shinsuke and Tama Tonga.
I think
kind of brought up his history in New Japan. So can you see, maybe not the Bullet Club, but a kind of a reformation of that with AJ, Finn, and Shinsuke, forming some kind of like thing to go after the solo, the Sokoa family. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I thought it was interesting for Shinsuke, and since they're bringing in New Japan stuff, But
I think really it's going to be the introduction of Evil, because I know he's on his way to WWE from, of course, former member of Los Ingobernables de Japón and leader of House of Torture, which was a Bullet Club subgroup.
Okay, so, there you go.
So I think it would be more God maybe, or Tama in Solo versus Evil and Shinsuke. I think AJ is going to be out of the WWE playbook for right now. If he does come back, it will be in TNA.
They planted that seed for a reason, though, right, bro? I mean, what other reason would you have Shinsuke have a backstage with a half of the tag team champs? Like,
in Chaos,
so you go, what's going on with that? And then you see Finn is the demon coming back. I don't know, but I would like to see. I mean, Finn is the OG. Finn is the Bullet Club, right? I think it really comes down to. I think it just comes down to with the Bullet Club and Chaos were always at each other's throats in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So it makes sense that Shinsuke, who was the top guy in Chaos, would lead a charge, even with a faction that they warred with, which was LIJ and Bullet Club, taking on former Bullet Club members in the Guerrillas. Yeah, and the fact that you said that you brought up Chaos, there you go too. The fact that WWE now is letting Michael Cole and whoever else is there tell the history of these guys from previous companies and not be afraid and that's definitely refreshing. And they let you know the history of what these guys had, because I get frustrated too, like Bully said, about like Shinsuke, like this is a guy that main evented the Tokyo Dome, it's just this is good. This is good, and I like the way that they're building up tag teams around between the women and the men. We're getting some, we all Tony Road Warriors for life, right? I mean, we're Dudley boys. We're just always tag team guys, man.
Yep, you're right. They're starting to put in. It seems like it's seasonal, or not really seasonal, but a few years go by and they focus more on the solo single stars, and then all of a sudden, you'll start seeing tag teams on the uprise. And now they've got, of course, AEW has women's tag team champions too. So yeah, tag team wrestling is starting to become part of the norm again. And I know people like Bully are happy about that because,
Yeah.
Dudleys are the Dudleys, and, Road Warriors for life. Yes. Chris from Baltimore was just on Zoom with us a while ago watching the Royal Rumble, and me and her are loyal Road Warriors, diehard fans. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh,
so
who's she gonna kayfabe her little baby son into thinking it's still wrestling? Like, where
Hey.
the poor Ziggy got stone cold stunned for 16 years. That poor kid, and like who's she gonna like?
Did
Ava,
Ziggy
she gonna
ever
be like
find
telling
out?
him, oh yeah,
yeah, she
like,
found.
Did you ever find out she finally got
Yeah,
it?
yeah, she's
yeah,
gonna have him convinced that John Cena is still wrestling. Oh
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now because of that, I heard her going on Steve Wilkos next week.
Yeah.
We love you, Chris. So I told her a while ago
definitely.
on Zoom. I told her a while ago. I said, "You better not. You better
Shout
not.
out
You
to
better
all
tell
the
Avery
young
he's
wrestling
retired."
kids out there, man. You know that.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
Ash was watching with all the kids.
Yes. Yes. So anyway,
Men's Rumble.
on from AJ on to the men's rumble. That was a very entertaining rumble. Of course, we got the surprise that I thought might be happening, but I didn't know for sure. But here he is, being a surprise. And I loved how they connected the dots. That's your homie.
Homie.
AJ.
That's
Yeah.
the homie.
You're gonna wax poetic now on him.
Yeah. So when they showed him, they showed his name, Powerhouse Hobbs, on the screen.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds or so. And they went from that to Royce Keys. Because I remember I was excited and I was like popping. And then I opened my eyes because I was popping, and I opened my eyes and I see Royce Keys on the screen. I was like, well, I guess they did that to associate who he was.
Yeah.
Because I had made a comment earlier that he probably wasn't going to be in the Rumble because of the fact that he's probably not going to be known as Powerhouse Hobbs in WWE. They're probably going to change his name, and you probably want to introduce him via vignette or something on Raw or SmackDown. But they did it the perfect way on the Rumble. They put his name up there so people would know who he is, and then they put his WWE name up there, and then on to the races. And not only did was he a good surprise, but he had a great showing. He lasted probably 20 minutes or so, I think, 20 or 30 minutes. He eliminated, I don't even know who he eliminated, but he eliminated a couple of people. I thought he was great. I think he's going to do good in WWE. And of course we got, we knew Gunther was going to be in it. I actually predicted Gunther to win the Rumble, but to my surprise, well, not really to my surprise, but I don't think anybody was surprised about this. We got our tribal chief as the winner of the Royal Rumble. Now the question that I want to pose to you all, who do we think Roman's going to go after? I think he's going to go after Drew because Drew has that title that Roman carried for so many days and has the history with that title. So I think Roman's going to go after that title. But I could be wrong. If Punk is still the champion by WrestleMania, there's a story to be told with Punk too.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I just think he's going to go for Drew. What do y'all think, Mongrovian? I'm going to start with you.
I think it makes more sense for him to go with Punk because they've always had that can they coexist when they're a team? And then, so they've helped each other and they've been against each other. So I think there's going to be something between them there. And I also think there's probably going to be something along the way too between him and Jimmy. So because he eliminated him. But I mean that whole men's Royal Rumble was just awesome. I thought the placement of the entrance, the entrances, I thought it was way. It was. I'm not gonna say way better. It was better. I enjoyed it better than the women's side this time around. Other times I've enjoyed the women's match better, but I felt the women's match just set up a lot of things in the future, and the men's match
Yeah.
was really like
Right.
shit that's going on right now, and
Right.
just before, and still and going to carry on over into
Mhm.
into Monday Night Raw. We didn't even talk about the shocking, Obafemi.
Obafemi, I was going to say.
Obafemi
He-
Drew #1.
Yes, and he lasted a long time.
A long
Like,
time. Not the
long time.
longest time, but the
Right.
ruler ruled. And I called it when he came out #1. What did I say, Tony? I said he's going to eliminate the first 5 guys that be standing in there.
Yeah, and
that's
you were
pretty
right.
much what he friggin' did. He eliminated the first 5
Yep.
freaking guys, and he eliminated Braun Breaker amazingly, because it keeps Braun Breaker strong as hell still, because he got jumped from behind. We're supposed to think it's Seth Rollins.
Seth. Yeah. But
But could it be another swerve? We don't know.
Ashley told me earlier there was somebody in her group, her brother actually, thinks it was what's his name? The new cat in the division.
Austin Theory.
No. Yeah, Austin Theory.
No, that's
Her
what
brother
they
thought it
want
was
you to
Austin
think, though.
Theory.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they want you to think, though. It's not Austin Theory, though.
You know what? Here's my idea.
Logan Paul.
No.
Too skinny. You know what I think?
Too tall.
Yeah, here's my opinion.
Okay.
Finn Balor.
Whoever it was,
Yeah.
whoever it was had a
Ezra, I
beard.
like that one.
Whoever
Yes.
it was had a beard, or at least a
Yep.
goatee.
And
Okay,
Finn
did Finn-
was told that the Royal Rumble was full, and he was not
Yeah.
going to be allowed in.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't even
Lars
think about that.
Sullivan had a goatee.
Elder, just go
Get off
after
the Lars Sullivan train. Get off the Lars Sullivan train.
Goldberg has a goatee.
You've been harping about Lars Sullivan for a few days now.
What's next? What's next? You going to say
Stop
Cowboy
that
King?
train. I want to
Dude.
get off.
Kevin Owens has
So-
a goatee.
so
Remember
Mongrovian
when
is-
everyone said it was Kevin Owens that climbed they climbed the cell in like 3 seconds flat. Like, Kevin Owens can't climb out of bed in 3 seconds. And I don't care how
So,
he is.
so Mongrovian saying it was Lars with the mask on? Is that what he was saying?
Hey, you got a
He-
goatee too. Where were you earlier? It took you a while to sign on with us.
Hey, I'm in California, bro.
Are you sure? Where are you, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, your
Where-
background's kind of generic.
Looks pretty hot over there.
No, yeah. So yeah, Ez, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about it could be Finn Balor because of what he wanted to be in the Rumble, and they told him that the spots were full.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
What better way to put yourself at the top than to screw over the man who is supposedly a future WrestleMania main eventer? What better way to elevate yourself than to take out one of the Paul Heyman guys?
And it's also
Yep.
another swerve for everyone to think that it's Seth because he did a curb stomp. But if it was Seth, he would have pulled the hood off and he would have gave that stupid cackle and ran away. So
Yeah.
he's not. It's not yet. It's gonna be him under that generic
Hoodie.
friggin' what everybody does with the lights on, lights off, and the black hoodies. It's like every
Yeah.
wrestling promotion has to do this.
Yeah,
But
it's like when DDP revealed himself as the Undertaker's ex-wife stalker.
Yeah. So speaking of Paul Heyman, he came out with one Brock Lesnar tonight, like normal, like he was still the advocate for Brock Lesnar.
That's an interesting point.
Do we
But
see?
he is in the vision though, kind of. He's still with Lesnar is still with them.
He's not really been said he's in the vision. No,
No,
he's just
didn't,
a
'cause he did
Associate.
German
He's
suplex
probably an
Logan.
associate.
He did suplex Logan Paul like halfway across the freaking ring.
yeah. So there's a story to be told about Brock. Where do we go with Brock in the future? I see some people in the live chat were talking about earlier about they wanted to see Oba eliminate Brock, but it was the other way around. I did not like how. I mean, yes, we got a few standoffs with Brock and Oba. There was a couple of times where we saw them face to face. Then they went off and started fighting other people in the ring, and then they came back and got face to face with each other again. So we
Build it
did
up.
get the standoff. We did get the standoff. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a match at some point with Oba and Brock.
That's at
But
WrestleMania, brother. I think that's going to be WrestleMania, man. That's going to be
yeah,
Oba's first WrestleMania, and
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But we did not
just for the
get.
fact. But sorry, Tony, but just for that fact, when we hear about how Brock chooses who he wants to, like, you don't tell Brock who he's going to put over. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
like he's definitely got his eye on Oba, and then somewhere down the
right.
line is going to be Gunther. I don't know who's
Yeah,
first and second, but it's those two, right?
I think
yeah,
Gunter's going to be second because I think they're going to drag this out and build this to SummerSlam in Minneapolis, where Brock will retire as a WWE competitor in his hometown.
yeah. Yeah, we've got time to get there. And I mentioned this earlier on Zoom. I figured if Gunther was going to win the Rumble, and then I made the slight change at the end. I said, well, if Gunther wins, then he's going to go after a title, and we all want to see him go after Brock. Brock doesn't have a championship, so do we see the first match between those two at WrestleMania and have the second match at SummerSlam, and that's where we see Brock retire in Minnesota? Or do we see Brock and Oba at WrestleMania and then see Brock and Gunther at SummerSlam? There's still plenty of time to tell the stories. But what I was going to say earlier is we did not get a Gunther Brock face to face during the Rumble because Brock was already eliminated by the time Gunther came out, because Gunther came out at number 30.
Yeah.
So
I
go ahead,
think
Audrey.
I think that's something they want to stay away from this far out. You know, summer is what, 5 months away?
Yes,
You
yes.
know,
SummerSlam is August.
Yeah, so you got 6 months until then. So why do you want to start that 6 months down the line and get people's interest in it, and then it loses steam, and then when they actually get
Yeah.
on the table, everybody's like,
We got Elimination Chamber coming up. We have
Mania.
Force Mania, and then
Backlash.
this is the road to Mania, though. So I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So
I mean,
set-
SummerSlam is way off, and as we know, that shit can change on the flip
Yep.
of the flame. So
Yeah.
It-
But
it-
go ahead, Ez.
No, I was just saying, with Brock not being there every week, it's kind of hard to tell that story just based off Gunther. If Brock's
Right.
not there to add some key pieces to it. So
Right.
for me, you don't want to start this too early because you try to drag it out. It's like Hijacker said, it's going to lose steam. People are going to lose interest, and then in the end, nobody's going to care.
Right. And
well, we know one thing though, Brock is in that WrestleMania vignette, that ad. So all those guys you see in that ad are going to be main cogs in the wheel of WrestleMania, the two WrestleMania. So.
Yep. And last thing about Gunther is his resume is looking pretty stacked. He's got Goldberg that he retired. He's got John Cena that he retired. Now he has AJ Styles that he retired from the WWE, and Brock could be next on that list. And so we just have to have time to build it up. I mean, but Gunther, there are people that think that Gunther is not the killer that he needs to be. I say horseshit because Gunther is pro wrestling at its finest. He's not a sports entertainer. He's going to come out.
He is. Yet he is, though. But he's low key, just like Natty's low key legend. He's low key entertaining. He's entertaining the opposite way. Like that would be like saying, okay, so Lou Costello's entertaining, but Bud Abbott wasn't. Right. So, but he's the straight guy. He's the serious wrestling guy. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But he's also very entertaining in the way that he gets under people's skin. And there were a couple of things that we didn't agree with, like the foreheads together. Like that should have been just like punching right away and broke up, but whatever, stuff like that. But I mean, he's just so freaking. I mean, those chops were friggin'. those chops he was giving AJ tonight were like friggin' painful. There was no need to do that phony slapping your thigh shit. That's for
Right. Right. But yeah, when Gunther comes out, he's developing that reputation, and I think he has developed it for over time. When you see his name on that screen, you know he's coming out and he's going to be handling business. And whoever is going against him in the ring, you know you're in for a long night.
Just when you think you got him beat, man, he goes into that second gear, and then you think you got him beat again. He goes into overdrive. He just doesn't stop. I mean, did you see? Remember how he caught AJ was doing that patented friggin' jump over and do the Pele kick, and he just caught his ass in that sleeper hold before he even got a chance to get his feet off the ground, man. Right back in the sleeper hold. Like, I mean, you say what you want, man. That's somebody that does his freaking homework, but does he? Between him and Brock are going to make each other look so freaking good. Because did you ever see two big guys like that beast that sell and just make anyone they're against, if they want to, look like $1 million friggin' bucks? And so fucking great.
I'm just gonna say one thing about Gunther, and this is the statement that I'll make. He is wrestling in his purest and most violent form. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
And
you're right.
And he is honestly probably the truest heel on the roster.
Amen.
In a virtually blood free, like not in a deathmatch style or an extreme style.
Yeah.
He's in a pure wrestling, like there's nobody more violent than that. You're right. Because even when he senses you coming back from the sleeper, he just lets go and starts pounding on you like just real friggin' just like pounds your friggin' shoulder and neck in and just grinds you back into that sleeper hole.
Like
he just does.
Look what he did to AJ a couple weeks ago when he tapped behind his back with the referee.
Yeah.
Made AJ think he won the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's psychological.
And the power, let's talk about his power slam. That is not a pretty fucking power slam. That is not pretty at all. That looks like something that's like that.
Like something you would do.
Dude, that looks like something like Hijacker would do if someone was trying to run off with his $10. Like grab you and slam you into the pavement. Like there's nothing pretty, nothing like, oh, let's get you all set up. Wrap your hands around my head. Oh yeah, put your hands behind you. No, it's like friggin', it's like it looks all sloppy and bam. It was like I speak from experience. Was like one of the greatest drummers, Frank Gilchrist, and you would watch him playing, and you wouldn't think this guy could play Painkiller because it looked so random and like it just looked like you would think it was a 5-year-old getting on there and just beating the shit out of the drums and was going to break them, but then he played. And that's how Gunther is. Like, oh my God, he's going to mess this up. And it's like, oh no, it's devastating.
Yeah. You know, I speak from experience, and I'm going to put you over, Hijacker. That dude that ran off with our money in Austin, if you'd have caught him, he wasn't getting no power slam. He wasn't getting no power slam. He wasn't getting no power slam.
Run it back to Texas, man. Run it back.
Nah, that dude was gone quicker than we could think, man.
Yeah. He was gone quicker than Braun Breaker got eliminated tonight. But anyway, so real quick, I want to end the show. We didn't really talk about it much, but congratulations to Drew McIntyre on retaining his championship against Sami Zayn. They had a hell of a match as well. So, but I didn't see Drew dropping that title. I saw him retaining because he needs to retain. He needs to run with that title all the way to WrestleMania.
That is a grown ass man, and I know the character is a heel, and sounds like does the crybaby stuff, but this is their way of repaying him for being one of the unsung heroes and one of the people that truly got screwed over during that friggin' bullshit era. So let's get props to Drew McIntyre. Whatever, man. He's got an entrance song. He's got an entrance theme that doesn't annoy the hell out of me. He's metal. He's a grown ass man, like our own Mark Henry says.
Mhm.
He's just a beast, and
Yep.
Whatever. And that guy walked past me when I was at the Fishbowl at Sirius
Oh yeah.
last year.
Yep.
That guy was intimidating, and yeah. Well, it's like what they say. I can't make you believe wrestling is real, but I could certainly make you believe I'm real.
Yep.
And when that guy walked past me, 5 inches away from me, that motherfucker was real as can be, man.
Yep. So congratulations to Drew for retaining. Can't wait to see what happens on the road to WrestleMania. Thank y'all for tuning in to our Royal Rumble reaction show. I appreciate Ez and Hijacker for coming in clutch tonight. Of course, I always appreciate Mongrovian Mike. Ezra,
Brothers,
how can people find you on the socials, my friend?
You can find me right here, Deadman469, across all my socials. You can also follow, of course, our Nation Sports Show every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Me, Steven, of course, our beloved other co-hosts on this show, and of course, our show, Kevin and Joey, and of course, occasionally Hijacker here. Talk anything in the world of sports.
Which
Cool.
which Hijacker is your 2025 NFL pick, champ? I'm just gonna leave that right there.
That belt's coming to me next year. I'm guaranteeing.
I just got the belt last week. I have it in the car because I took it to work to show some people. So I can't grab it right now, but next time I will have the belt, man. Maybe I'll go upside Mongrovian's head with it for talking about me.
Hijacker. How can people find you on the socials, bro?
Hold on, real quick.
Oh, go ahead, Ez. Go ahead.
I got one more plug. Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials. My cosplay themed wrestling group out of Chicago, Northwest Indiana. We're preparing for the con season. We'll have some updates concerning C2E2 in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye on the socials for more.
Yes. Hey, also, Ezra, I'll give you a plug for you. Too Sweet Cosplay is looking for a typhoon lookalike for cosplay because we're gonna get the natural disasters back together because we got our own earthquake right there, right here below me. Look at that. Look at that nice shiny head. Let me.
You were also doing a priest.
Let me shine that little chrome dome up. Look at you, man. You are just like. I could see you, man, giving someone the earthquake, man.
Yeah. And also, we're debuting
ribs.
Also, we're debuting a prehistoric exhibit. You can catch Elder there as well. Please.
Who got eliminated quicker, Braun or Rusev? Braun.
Braun said I was not ready.
Yeah. Hijacker. How can people find you on the socials, brother?
Personally, you can find me on Instagram at Hijacker Mike, Twitter, Mr. Mac, and for all you cigar aficionados and folks that enjoy cigars, you can follow me at Smoke in the Bay. That's smoke, the letter N, apostrophe, the THABAY, Smoke in the Bay with Hijacker Mike. Yes, sir. I help you find what you want, what you need, what you're looking for, and give reviews weekly on new cigars that come out and what we have. So if you're a cigar aficionado like me, Mongrovian, and a couple other members, Front Row, Chris. Yeah, man. John,
I got to give you a shout out, bro. I mean, he doesn't just go, oh, check out this cigar. It's good. No. You go through the whole smoke. You light it up, man, and you're like a cigar sommelier. You let the people know, oh, it tastes like this in the beginning, and then in the middle, it's got this kind of flavor, and then it ends like that. Whatever. Like you go through a whole. It's not just smoke. It's not like you're sitting there smoking some friggin' backwoods friggin' cigars. You
try to tell people because when people come into the shops or people reach out to me online, they want to know a certain taste, or they have a certain taste and they want to know what they can find. Now, what I taste may be different from what you taste, but if I can get you on the same guidelines of what you're looking for, then that's the key.
Yeah. And if you want a cigar that'll make you feel like you're gonna spit up a lung, ask Chris from Baltimore. She'll give you some really good, She smokes those cigars. It's like you take one puff and you go, oh my god, and she goes, I smoked 8 of those fucking things already today.
Michael Jordan status.
Yeah. She don't mess around. Yeah. That's our girl Chris, man.
Cool. Mongrovian. How can people find you on the socials, bro?
Mongrovian Mike all over the place. There you go. Leave me alone.
Nice.
You can also find them in your holy. You can also find them in your holy Bibles at your local church.
Was he the one speaking in red?
I think we'll have to get back to you on that.
I was one of the live subjects at the Tutankhamun.
Yeah, he was at the Last Supper, and what everybody fails to realize is they had appetizers, but we know that because Elder was there. So anyway,
I know.
yeah.
I caught Chad stealing a piece of Jesus's pie.
Yeah, we have pictures to prove it too. Y'all can find me at Tony Justice AJFA, and if y'all are Metallica fans, like I know 3 of the 4 of us are. I don't know about you, Hijacker. Do you like Metallica, man?
The Black Album. That's what got me going back in high school, man. So I am a fan. I don't listen to all their music, but the Black Album got me into it, and I still have probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 songs in my playlist from that album.
Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah,
So
if you're a Metallica fan,
Hijacker definitely friggin' was into hip hop when it was good, not this mumble shit now.
Nah, dude, it died when Pac died. It died when Pac died, but honestly, early 2000s is when it faded for me. So my iPod or my phone, Apple Music, is loaded with 10,000 songs from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Yeah, if there's 100 songs out today that people like, I may only like 5 of them.
That's right.
Right on.
But until I was rudely interrupted by Mongrovian, if you're a Metallica fan like I know all of us are, you know what that means. Ooh. We appreciate y'all joining us on our Royal Rumble reaction show. What's wrong with me? See, Mongrovian, you got me all flustered. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us, and we will catch you all on the flip.